I don't agree with a motherfucking thing Charleston White is saying or doing. You know what I mean? The niggas are fraud. And my kids hear me say that the niggas are fraud. So guess what? They will never, inshallah, turn out to be like him. You see what I mean?
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, man. You know it's me, man. I had to come in anytime. You know, if I'm on the bill, you know, Bill gonna show up, man.
Bill, you got me on the Bluetooth?
No, I'm talking on my phone.
Okay, well listen, let's give Bill Haney a round of applause. Let me give a round of applause.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me straight on my headset? Or should I come off my headset?
Yeah, come off the headset.
Wait a minute, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Can you hear me better, or should I come off the headset?
Yeah, come off the. Well, I can hear you better. Hold
on, let me.
Come off the headset. It'll be better if off the headset.
Let me come off the headset. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me better?
I can hear you a whole lot better.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Truth Media and Coach Malachi doing a wonderful job today, Coach. What's happening? How you doing? And shout out to the chat. You know, those that but that caller right there, he was doing good until he threw me off with the shit. I knew he was, you know, he sounded like one of those helicopter parents, so he thinks that I'm one, you know, because he's telling me what he gonna tell his son to do or something to call us. He gonna tell his son to do this, and he gonna call him Obama, and he gonna tell the son.
Man, that's wrong, boy, fresh, man. He one of your biggest supporters, brother.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying is, he threw me off with that. You know, he threw me off with that when he started talking about what he gonna tell his son to do. When the son, you know, my son is a grown man. I give him advice, but at the end of the day, you know, he's a grown man that you know that's making his way, and I'm supporting him 1,000%. I ain't hooking him up with no chicks. I never would hook him up with no girl. You know what I'm saying at all? You know, with this internet and the way the social media is, they you know, they meet girls on their own, you know?
Yeah,
they meet girls when they're young. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing, you know? Girls is, you don't even got to go outside no more. We used to have to go outside and go meet them, go to the mall and go to places in the club. They don't even got to do that no more. They just jump in somebody's DM, you know?
Bill, check this out. I'm glad you know, I was just talking about the street stuff. We gonna get to that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like what the brother said, Charleston White. I didn't like what he said, to be honest. And I kind of wish he wouldn't have said nothing about him being on, you know, I kind of wish he wouldn't have said nothing about him. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the nigga
what did he say? What? Huh?
What?
You always saying some shit, but which part did you disagree with, Coach?
No, just, you know, he talking about Devin Haney's mother, and he's talking about your wife.
Devin Haney's dad spoke out about the recent video going viral.
Didn't his son go try to press charges on Ryan Garcia? Bill, chill out, my nigga. Just sit to the side. Your boy got his ass kicked in the rain, put on his motherfucking back pockets, and y'all done run down to the lawman in a legal dispute trying to press charges. Man, chill out, Bill. Let me make it. I was a kid, Bill. You went to prison. You was a horrible man. You used to pimp on women, Bill. Probably how you got the boy Haney. His mama was a hoe and you took the boy from the... That's probably how you got the boy. I hear you married to a white cracker, pink toe peckerwood, bitch. Hear you like that white meat, boy, uncooked, seasoned meat out here. Let me be, Bill. I try to ignore you, Bill. You tried to get me on your podcast, I turn it down. But Bill, don't say nothing about me, Bill, and you done overlooked all this stuff on Google about the work I done, and you took that boy down there to sue Ryan Garcia and try to press charges on him. Don't try to put the street code down on me and you ain't putting it down on your boxing, boy. Fight in the streets, nigga. So nah, man, Bill Haney tripping. He tripping.
You need to listen to it. You need to hear that video.
Man, ain't no listen. Ain't nobody paying no attention to that about what he's talking about. What he said, I like white meat or some shit like that.
Yeah, you probably need to check it out. I could play it for you. But.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, ain't nobody paying no attention to that, man. Any man that's sitting up in another man's, bedroom, you know what I mean, and not expecting somebody to fire back. I mean, come to find out, he don't just like dark meat. You know what I mean? He likes a little bit of that carne de cerdo, or them carnitas, that al pastor. You know what I mean? He likes a little bit of that. AKA Piggly Wiggly, like that.
Oh, the Piggly Wiggly, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know that about. Hey, you don't know. Y'all don't have Piggly Wigglies in Northern California, do you?
No, I don't eat any of the Piggly Wiggly, but
no. I'm saying, do you don't have that store? You don't have this. This is a store.
See, I didn't even know it was a store.
It's a store.
At all.
Yeah, it's a store. Yeah.
Oh, it's a store. Yeah. But that's what Charleston, because he got mixed kids, so you know what I mean. He ain't living in no glass house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but he living in a glass house.
And, excuse me. Yeah, he's living in a glass house. Thank you for correcting me, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, but listen,
but it ain't no secret that you know what I mean, that I got mixed kids, that my mom that their mom, you know what I'm saying, is a Puerto Rican mix, you know what I mean? No different than, nobody is saying nothing to the LaMelo Balls of the world and the Alicia Keyses and you know what I mean, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? You take a look at me, you know what I'm saying? Shit. My mom is black, she was a Panther, and my dad is black. But you know what I mean? Clearly I'm light skinned. So, whatever, man. Dude is like I said, he's a fraud, and when you talk about him being an activist, is he an activist or is he just a comedian? You know what I'm saying? Is he a civilian or is he a former street guy or you know what I mean? Ain't no telling what he is, man. You know what I mean? I know that one thing for certain, and two things for sure. He pulled his eye out, he fell in a washing machine, and he got arrested for murder, with no daddy at home. You know what I mean? So, technically he's a bastard. You know what I mean? While he's talking about his mama was an angel, but she couldn't keep an old man in the house. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? He should have knocked off the milkman, the plumber. He should have knocked off something for his little badass, because him and his brother ended up in the penitentiary before, I think before they was even adults or something. You know what I mean? So, he's all bad. A fraud.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill, he gonna fuck around and see this video now. I'm telling you, man. He gonna see this video. Again, I don't know him, but
don't nobody care about it.
Yeah.
Listen, he likes that pork. You dig? He likes that pork himself. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna never let up off of him. He's a fraud. And anytime that you mention Dev, and he's talking about on his pockets, he was on his pockets. He was on the back of his pockets until he started talking about every celebrity and everybody that he ain't did nothing. When he was No.
Hey, the man gonna be. Hey, the man gonna be dissing both of us. Yeah, that little short nigga, and he was up there. The little short nigga was laughing. And another thing, I don't like neither one of them.
No. We ain't worried about him. We seen him, in that old ass members only coat. You know what I mean, and all that shit like that. Listen, let me tell you. Listen, when he was an activist, y'all go pull up when he was an activist. I mean, he's the one that said, I'm no longer in the schools. I'm in the strip club now. You know what I mean? And I'm having way more fun. That's a quote from him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I got it's a bunch of contradictions in that man,
Hey, Bill, check this out. I was talking about the street stuff. And, with a lot of stuff that's going on, and I'm not going to lie, I like talking about it, as for discouragement for these young guys. Because I'm like, fam, look, I'm looking at what's going on. I watch everything. And I probably watch more non-boxing content than boxing content. See what's going on with you out there. Memphis, Atlanta, Dallas. I think Dallas is competing for the murder capital of the world right now. It's like they, you get what I'm saying? Bunch of young guys. Then you got the old fools that's up there still want to be in the street and, whatever. And I'm like, fam, the benefits of the street life, what are the benefits, Bill? What are the benefits of the street life?
Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. You know what I mean? A bunch of motherfuckers that want to keep dragging you in no matter how much that you say that you're not part of it. You know? My son ain't in no street. You see what I'm saying? But everybody continue to talk about when he do good business, right? That he needs to be a street nigga. You see what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but listen. The man doing good business. The man ain't in no street. They talking about the undisputed champion of the world. Don't need to be filing no lawsuit. But he didn't file the lawsuit. I filed the lawsuit. Because guess what? I know that I'm a civilian. And guess what? Let me tell you this. Any nigga that ain't getting no money in the street, he's an in-the-way ass nigga. You know what I mean? He's worse than a street nigga. He's an in-the-way ass nigga. So I'm not getting no money in the street. So why would I be sticking to what the street code is when it don't even apply to me? Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. I'm not getting a dime of support out the street. You see what I'm saying? But I want to call me and say I'm a street nigga. No, I said I'm a businessman. And when I put the businessman down, they telling me that I still need to be a street nigga. But guess what they trying to do? They trying to have me where Big U is at. They trying to crash me out. And I told them no. I told them I'm gonna keep the lawsuit on their funky ass until I'm gonna keep the lawsuit on his funky ass. Yeah. See if something wrong by us, what you think we gonna do? We gonna keep it business. We gonna sue your funky ass. You see what I'm saying?
Bill, you a civilian.
Damn sure ain't working. Yeah, I'm a civilian. Goddamn right. I'm a civilian. Like a motherfucker. Shit. You see me on the goddamn tennis court. You see me in the motherfucking boxing gym and shit like that. You see me, you know, driving down the street in my motherfucking pickup truck and you want to come start some shit with me? Shit. You know? I ain't saying, you know, I ain't, you know, that I'm going to sit on you, but I'm definitely saying I don't want no problems, man.
Well,
you know? But let me say this. Though.
Yeah.
But to me, my dad, he was a civilian. He wasn't in the street, you know, and he taught me about being a man and having his kids back. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no scary dude. He wasn't in no gang. He wasn't no none of that. But he always had our back, you know? And that's what represents being a real man. So if I got to die today about my kids, well, then guess what? I'm going to die today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to stand up for them. And it don't take no gang. You ain't never seen me come on here talking and say, hey, Lil Lo, tell him what I'm talking about. Hey, you know what I mean? Red, you know, OG Red, come here and tell him I ain't never did that. And you can see me, you know, talk to, you know, some of the niggas that a lot of parents shouldn't be scared of. You know, and that's my main message to the parents, you know, is you ain't got to be scared of Bob Arum, you ain't got to be scared of Eddie Hearn, you ain't got to be scared of Charleston White, you ain't got to be scared of none of them dudes. You see what I'm saying? When you in your kid's corner and you work and you you know, and you're in the right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying be no shit starter, but I'm definitely saying if they gotta, you know, they gotta bring ass to get ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Bill, do you? This is the thing, right? My thing is, I don't feel that you should feel like you should fight every battle. You get what I'm saying? Like certain battles, like you ain't gotta, you know. It's like you everywhere,
man,
bro. You are everywhere.
A motherfucker that can pull his eye out, then jumped in the motherfucking washing machine, and then told on his friend, gave his friend a gun, and then told on, man, I don't give a fuck about no nigga like that at all. That nigga's retarded.
Yeah.
That nigga's retarded, certified.
Hey,
certified, man.
Bill, check it out. You don't check it out. So, and I gotta explain this. I'm gonna say it because some niggas don't want to say it. A civilian is not a snitch. You know, you in the feds, you know, you got dudes who be on 5K1 motions and stuff like that, and you know, when you cooperating with, you know, with the prosecutor in order to get less time in an investigation, two criminals, one criminal snitch on another criminal, or a bunch of criminals, that's snitching. What you finna go through with people in this group or whatever, according to what they're saying, people telling on them and all that stuff there, that's snitching. Yellow Beezy, the shooters allegedly are the ones who told on him, that's snitching because they committed the crime, took the money, and then now, you know, they don't want to do all that time. They don't been in jail already, but they don't want to do more time for that body, so they trying to snitch to get out of the consequences. I don't look at civilians as snitching. because it doesn't because according to the street definition, that's not a snitch. You know, you can't hold civilians to street principles. Whatever code they have on the street, that doesn't apply to a civilian. Now, but this is the thing. The street ain't got no code because the street niggas are telling on each other. The killers, imagine this. Yellow Beezy got indicted for the murder of Mo 3, for a murder for hire. This is the information that's out there that's on all of the podcasts. So this ain't nothing I'm saying. This is out there. They did a press conference and everything. However, the killers who are in jail are snitching on him, and that's how he got indicted. So if the street dudes, the real niggas, the young niggas, the killers, the OGs, the goons are snitching on each other, then what does that tell you, Bill? Well, Bill just hung up. Goddamn, goddamn. I hope I ain't scared, Bill. Bill just hung up. Hold on, Bill hung up. I hope I ain't scared him. Damn, God damn. Hold on, Bill, you on the phone up. What happened? All right, hold on, man. I hope I ain't scared him, dog. Hold on now. Bill don't hung the phone up. Bill don't hung the phone up. Bill, call back. Call back, Bill. Call back, Bill, now. Hold on now. Hey, Bill, hold the phone. Bill, you got to call back. Maybe his phone went dead or whatever. I don't know. Let's give Bill Haney a round of applause. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, what? Bill don't jump out the phone now. Hey, Nate. I think Nate, you from Dallas, right? Yeah, Bill don't jump out the phone, Nate. You know, hey, Dollar Bill, you got to call back now. Hey, he's looking crazy now. He's looking crazy. Got to call back. That 5K, I said something about the 5K1. You been in the feds, you know what the 5K1 is. Shout out to Mika Lovin. What you say? He said don't tie him to no whack and big you-ish. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I'm just, you know. He said the internet police. I mean, that's what's out there, fam. That's what's out there. That's on all of the podcasts. But however, as what I was saying, these dudes ain't applying by no code, bro. What code? Y'all tell me what code the streets are applying by. The streets don't live by no code, brother. The streets don't abide by no code. So you can't. Carla, what's your name? Go ahead, Bill. You back?
Okay, yeah. I'm back. Yeah. So I was going up this mountain. We headed up to this mountain up to Big Bear. But I got a chance. I'm looking inside the chat, and then I saw one of the guys said Bill is 50-0. I mean, 50. He ain't 50-0 in the streets because in the streets. I mean, listen, when you how you got to be 100 to get out of the streets? What age requires you to get out of the fucking streets? That's like saying Floyd ain't 50-0 in boxing. No, he ain't 50-0 in boxing because he can still be boxing. That's what he can still be doing. He ain't fucking with none of these young niggas. No, I'm not in the streets no more. And what I said is I got out in a way that a lot of guys don't get out. Yeah. They stay in there till they don't have no team. They stay in there till they own the penitentiary story. They living off stories. Listen, nobody even knew nothing about me ever going to jail until I couldn't get in Australia. Nobody never knew nothing about any street shit until, I don't know, De La Hoya or I don't know one of these guys. Now, you never heard me say nothing about the streets or, none of that.
What about what you told Floyd? Did you tell Floyd you was 50-0 in the street? That was after Australia, though.
Yeah.
That was after Australia.
Right. That was after Australia. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I was bombarded. I've been constantly bombarded to what did I do in the street? Where none of them guys, whether it be De La Hoya or anybody, knows that they was never in the street. Yeah. They was never in the streets with me. So they don't know what the fuck I did or didn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, Bill, that like you get a bad rap from a standpoint of, okay, people keep trying to affiliate you, okay, you did time in your early 20s or teens or whatever, right? and they still trying to pull you back to that. And it's like, wait a minute, dude, you can't hold me accountable. Like, you can't hold me, like, whatever I did at 20, you can't hold me to that in my 40s. You get what I'm saying?
Well,
you're a different person than you were at your age now than you were when you were in your 20s. So do you feel like that's unfair with people? They still trying to tie you to that, or?
No, listen, it's only, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm an example, and hopefully a good example for guys that they can get out the street, they can become civilians, and they don't have to live off the old war stories, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to live off what I did in the street. Yeah, I don't have to live off that. I can live off a great story, going to Australia and becoming an undisputed champion. You know, coaching an undisputed champion, not just as a dad, just sitting there and being proud, but actually coaching and being in the corner. You know what I mean? But that's what my main message is to them is, man, don't let nobody hold you in the street, especially if you're not in the street. You're in the way ass nigga.
Yeah.
Still holding on to old stories.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And
I was around some dudes yesterday. I was around some old friends yesterday. My partner was selling fish on the corner. So I saw him out there selling fish. So I pulled up on a bought some fish from him. And he was talking about the old days. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah. Yesterday's stories ain't gonna win today's medal. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But and when we talk about that, right? So everybody talking about snitching, and you snitching because you sued and you said, listen, these are all manufactured keyboard gangsters. You know what I mean? Because you talk about the GOAT, when they talk about the GOAT, or TBE, I should say.
Yeah, TBE. Yeah.
Pull up TBE. Has TBE ever sued anybody?
Yeah. I think he sued Victor Ortiz, the dude who headbutted him. Yeah.
Okay, he sued the nigga that was headbutting.
Yeah.
He sued Manny Pacquiao, right?
Yeah.
Or counter-sued. Manny Pacquiao sued him, and he sued Manny Pacquiao and all that other shit, right? Nobody went back and fought each other and got it in the ring. But these dick suckers and, a dick rider with the keyboard behind the keyboard will constantly label a motherfucker a snitch, just like the dude, the nigga that, from D.C., Ron Boy Fresh. He'll sensationalize Charleston White, right? But at the same time, diminish the character of a man that hasn't snitched, a man that has done the right thing. You see what I mean? You don't necessarily got to like me, you know what I mean? But you should respect my approach. You should respect the fact that I'm not on here, doing what, because once you start that street shit, just like with the Mo 3 and the Yellow Beezy, once it turn up, it don't never go back down.
It don't go back down. No,
it don't go back down.
It's only going to end. It's only going to end one of three ways. Well, you're going to get hurt or dead, or one or two ways. You're going to get hurt or dead, or you going to prison. That's them the only two ways. Two outcomes.
I'd hate one of these. Let me use the DC word. One of these Bamas, or one of these lanes, slip on a banana peel. And they go to looking at me. No, I don't have nothing to do with it. I ain't no. Listen, I'm a businessman, and if I got a problem with you, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it and do it. Go to court. You know what I mean? Just like you're gonna take and do it to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
boxing is filled with when it has a misunderstanding, right? You go to court. Can you tell me a time that somebody has gotten shot up behind a dispute in boxing?
None. I can't think of none. No, I mean the only time,
so
the only person that I remember that and God bless him, who got murked out there was Vernon Forrester, and that was because
Vernon Forrester.
Yeah, he was at the gas station and some dudes robbed him, I think he was fighting the dudes, or they took whatever from him, and they ran and he went to chase him. He chased them and they shot him, Instead of him just letting them have letting them have that material stuff and letting it go, that's what happened. So I don't know. He played with his, he messed up that day.
That's not even, that's what I'm saying is that's not even part of that business. That's not part of the business.
It's not.
While I'm being an example for my son, I said, yeah, I don't give a fuck what they talking about. I said, yeah, listen, I grew up in the streets. Listen, and listen, according to any street niggas, the real street people, we ain't in the streets there. They don't listen. Street people, they listen. If you start talking some street shit and all that other shit, they ain't even respecting it. Guess what they gonna say? Oh, that's some old shit. You talking about some old has-been shit. You ain't know. You heard? What if you did lately? So it don't even count. That's why I say, listen, I ain't no street nigga. Because you ain't going to get no respect off the street.
No.
Period. Unless you active. So all the people that's talking about this snitch and all this other shit, guess what? They little kids watching them. Guess what their kids going to do? Turn out fucked up. That's what their kids see it. You go ahead and mention it. Let them keep missing. They cursing it. They're not cursing me. They cursing their family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. As I said earlier on my show, you wasn't here, but I said earlier on my show, I asked you, I said, Bill, what's the benefits of being in the street? You said nothing. I totally agree with you. I disagree with you. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you at. You know, I look at the streets as a job. Let's say it's a destination where you go to work at, right? Okay, right now your son is a boxer. You're his father, right? But your job is the CEO of Devin Haney. You're the president of Devin Haney Promotions. Your job is to get out there and promote your son. That's your job. The field of work that you work in is the sport called boxing. You do it physically, by physically getting ready to train and stuff like that. And then you do it financially, where you make sure the contracts are signed and you get paid for your services. Well, you know, if you're working on a regular job, you know, you have stuff called benefits. You got medical, dental, you know, PTO, paid time off, you know, paid vacations and stuff like that. You know, you get invest in the 401k with your company. Well, the streets, you invest in doing time. You know, in the streets, you know, you wear jewelry in the streets. They put on platinum bracelets on you. You get a limo driver. Police officer got you in the back seat. He driving your ass to the police station. You know, you're going to go in front of a state courtroom or a federal judge or a state judge. If you federal, you got to get on that plane and fly to your reception center, depending on which part of the country you at. The feds do fly you around the country. They put you on airplanes. You get what I'm saying? You know, you got to deal with JPay or call and collect or having people, you know, sending you money or being in the cell, you know, or being in the shower with other men in the open bay dormitory, or being in the room with a cellmate or whatever. Like, it has this benefit. Those are the benefits. If that's the life that you want to live, so be it. Or you can go to the morgue. They got nice coffins that you can sleep in permanently until your body rots and go in the ground. So those are the benefits of being a street nigga. Do you miss that?
No, not at all. Not at all. Listen, let me tell you this though. I think one of the reasons why I was able to get out the street, because while I was in the street, I was thinking about getting out. I wanted to get out. I had a mentality like, this ain't it. As soon as I jumped off the porch, it wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that, and I knew there was going to be a long way back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And hopefully, like I said, some kids and parents can be inspired to listen to their parents. You know what I mean? Unlike me. The one thing that, you know, I didn't listen to my dad. He's 9 to 5, worked at American Airlines. And, but I do attest to the fact of it was a certain level of what we didn't have that made me the person that I am, right? We didn't have a whole lot. We didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of love, but we didn't have a lot of material stuff. Mm. But I can attest to something I heard before was that, you know, my dad had, you know, he drove a Chevy, you know what I mean? And then I drove a Rolls Royce. My son will drive a Bugatti, but his son will be back driving a Chevy, you know? And that's one of my biggest fears. And I talked about that kind of, sort of when we talked about, you know, we talked last, because kids sometimes don't identify with the guy that isn't in the street or isn't from the street. You know what I mean? My kids had the luxury or the pleasure of having a guy that did have all the stories, and then I was able to tell them, man, street niggas ain't shit. They really ain't, man. That shit ain't nothing. And you know what I mean? It's a bunch of backbiting. It's a bunch of telling. It's a bunch of what you said is sitting up in a cell with a nigga taking a shit. You know what I mean? Squatting and open your ass for the COs and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Coughing and all that. You know, just terrible. You know, in that sense. But you know, God always gives you something. If you look for the silver lining in it, it was the fact that I'm able to tell Devin that it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a regular guy, God bless him, but he's talking to his kids till he's blue in the face. But his kids is like, Dad, you don't understand. You don't know, right? And he's like, son, I don't have to have been through it to know that it ain't shit. The dad is telling the kid right. You see what I mean? But the thing about it is, I would think that I would let the street niggas that's getting out, that's trying to get out the game, that's trying to get to the pinnacle of the sport, I would let them down by what they said, getting it back in blood. Well, we're going to get it back as a businessman, and then we're going to get in the ring, and we're going to get it back in blood. You see what I mean? But to approach it any other way, you see what I mean, would be a letdown for the guys in East Oakland, the guys in Cincinnati, the guys in St. Louis.
Hustling backwards.
Really,
yeah. If you do that, you'll be hustling backwards. If you go back.
Yeah, I'll be hustling backwards, but not just for me, but also, you know what I mean, for everybody that's following. You know, if I glorify, you see Charleston White. You know what I mean? He had them little bitty gold chains on his neck, and then you know as he continues to pimp on the community, right? You know, pilgrimage on the community. Now he's starting to wear, you know, he gets the white gold and he gets some diamonds, and you know what I mean. And then he starts talking about he's in the strip club and he's tricking and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the wrong message for that guy, Ron Boy Fresh, to come on and say, I agree with some shit that he's talking about, and then let your kid hear that. I don't agree with a motherfucking thing Charleston White is saying or doing. You know what I mean? The niggas are frauds. And my kids hear me say that the niggas are frauds. So guess what? They will never, inshallah, turn out to be like him. You see what I mean? Now, the man talks about grieving mamas, right? He talked about he saluted Mama Duck, and Mama Duck had a son that God bless the dead, rest in peace. You know, he was active in the streets. Now here G Money Ronnie is in the streets, but his daughter is an innocent victim, and in his own hometown, and the man couldn't show them people no love. You see what I mean?
Dan, did he say black people? I thought he said he don't.
Yeah.
I thought he said he don't like niggas, but I'm not sure. I'm not. He say so much. He say so much stuff, bro. Like but this is what I was trying to tell you, man. Like, dude, like I know you don't care, but this guy has no bounds. You get what I'm saying? Like, he has no bounds, and I just feel personally, that look, man, you don't say what you said, whatever. Lee, let that dude be. If you don't mention him, I don't think he gonna mention you.
Quote, Charleston White, 2022 to 2023. I feel safe around white folks. Black people put me on the edge. Quote, white people treat me better than my own. Source, YouTube, TikTok. You see what I mean?
Well, he says that he's a character. That Charleston White is a character. So, I mean, whatever he doing is working for him. I'm trying to wait. How? Okay.
No, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit. That's what he is. He's a piece of shit, man. But you know what I mean? He's pimping on the community. Whereas this other lame Ron Boy Fresh, he comes on here and says that he thinks that I'm pimping on my son. My son was fighting in school. His story is legendary. He was fighting in school. We was playing football, right? And on the last time that I went to the principal's office,
No, I'm tripping off of what you said. I'm tripping off what you said about what he said
the
about.
last time that I went
Damn,
to the last time I went to the principal's office, because I was more so like a younger parent, like some of the rest of these guys are, and I wanted my son to be able to fight, right? So, you know, I would teach him how to fight at the house. You know, we in Oakland, and then when we moved to Las Vegas, right, I always told my son, I said, look, you got to get off first, man. Don't let nobody hit you, and then you go to talking about, you know, well, he hit me and I didn't know. And all. No, I said, if you sense the danger, then you get off first. I had an Oakland mentality, right? And I taught my son that, right? So my son, when we move to Las Vegas, where I thought that I was getting him away from the potential of gangs and that kind of stuff, he's at school and he's fighting. And on the last time I went in there, I seen, you know, they said, come up and pick your son up. You know, he's suspended again. I said, God damn, suspended again, Devin? So I'm going up there and I'm really hot about it. And I get into the principal's office, and the principal's office, he got this he's a white man with blue eyes with this pompadour. You know what I'm saying? And he's looking at me, and he's looking at me as if, you know, like a warden. You know, he reminded me of the warden, and I'm like, yeah, what's going on, man? What's happening? And then he said, Devin said in front of the principal, well, he was about to hit me. You know, he was, you know, like that. And I said, okay, all right. I said, okay, I said, thank you, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and take him on home with me. And before I was gonna take him and whip his ass, I looked over at him. I said, do you think that you're just tough, or what? Do you like fighting, or what's the problem? He didn't say nothing to me. Nothing. I said, well, okay. I said, you know, let me think. I rolled a little bit more, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna take you to the boxing gym then, man. Since you're so, you know, since you're willing to fight and all that, right? He looked back at me, dead in my face, and said, okay. So I said, okay, well then I guess what? I'm gonna have to find somebody that's gonna go, you know, I went to the gym in the neighborhood, and on the very first day that we went into that gym, luckily there was a little kid in there that was like, he had been doing karate for all his life and all that stuff, but he was with the coach and he was working on his stand-up game. I come in there green as a golf course. I said, hey, look, I want my kid to get some sparring. He want to spar, right? You know, y'all can I buy a mouthpiece? Can I borrow this? They put all the gear on Dev, and Dev whooped on that kid so vicious. The kid had on the little Velcro shoes that they have, and I don't know if he had them tightened up or what, but the kid went one way and the shoes went the other way. The coach, on the other side, he said the kids are natural. I had never heard my son being described as a natural. From that day on, I wanted to use what God had given Devin and got behind him and said, okay, this is what God has blessed him with the ability that he has the quick reflexes. He has, you know, the natural heart to fight anybody, right? And got behind him. But this Bama on here come on here and say that I'm living, you know, and pimping on him. That's the kind of sucker that we don't need in our community.
Clarify that because I've heard that a lot from different fathers, different people. They say Bill Haney is a pimp. He's pimping his son. And they saying you was a pimp from the streets and stuff like that. What, like, how does that make you feel when you hear people say that you're pimping your son? What does that mean?
Well, no, because I'm from Oakland, you know what I mean? And there's players that come from Oakland, so naturally we're gonna get because if I was in LA, they would say I was a gangbanger. Yeah. You know what I mean? So what comes from our area is being players. But if you take a look at my video with Danzo, you take a video with him, you know what I mean? I'm far from a sucker. I'm far from any of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm far from that. You know, when they talk about Meech and T and all them niggas, them is the niggas that got caught. I was the nigga that got away. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know, I talk to T regularly. You know what I'm saying? And when they left 20 years ago, I knew then that when we went to the Bahamas one time, right? And Meech, Lil Meech, Lil P, my son Devin, and all of them was there. We all went as a trip.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Bill. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. That was my fault.
Okay. Let me go back on it. We all went to the Bahamas. Everybody was supposed to go to the Bahamas. We was going there. I think it was my birthday, right?
And you said it was Lil Meech? It was Devin, Lil Meech, and who else?
Lil Meech was there with his mama. Lil T was there. Lil T was there with his mama.
Who was Lil T?
I was there. Southwest T son.
Oh, Southwest T. Okay, yeah, Southwest. Okay.
Southwest T son, right?
Okay.
But you know, I had told Devin and Lil Bill that we was going to the Bahamas, right? And I'm sure that they told their kids, you know, everyone told their kids. We told them all we were going to take them to the Bahamas. But Meech, he stayed working. He had to, you know, he was getting plenty of money. He didn't go. T, you know, Southwest T, he didn't go either, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'd already promised this to my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I went. You know, it was you know, maybe another guy or two, but it was we were more outnumbered by the girls that showed up with the kids than the guys, because there was a lot of us, right? And after when they got busted and shit, I said, you know what? I said, man, I'm dedicating the rest of my life to nothing but my kids, man.
What year this was?
Man, because
what year was this? What year was this?
2005 or something like that. 2004, whenever they got arrested, like 2005, I believe.
Yeah, 05. I think they got
arrested. Long time ago,
yeah.
like 20 years ago or something like that. Whatever that was. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a boxing gym. Went and got a boxing gym. Worked in the boxing gym. It was called the Hit Factory in Las Vegas, right? And we attracted all of the. If you didn't go to Floyd's gym, the TMT gym, then you came to our gym, or both. You know what I'm saying?
What was your gym at? What was your gym at in Vegas? Was it by the Mayweather's gym or?
No, it was on Sahara and Paradise.
Okay.
You could ask anybody about it. It was legendary, right? So I spent every day in that gym around Eddie Mustafa, Floyd Sr., Roger. Every day I spent inside that gym, right? Because Floyd would come over there to our gym to spar. Roger would come over there, or I would go over to TMC's gym. And just learning the game. I would open it up and I would close it, right? Devin, I was homeschooling. Devin was doing his homework in the gym and train, right? Then he'd do some, you know, some other stuff. Then he trained, right? And I was just showing him, you know, the boxing business. Then I got a Sprinter van. Closed down the gym because Devin had gotten so good that it was like we had to go and get better sparring, because Vegas wasn't enough for Dev no more. So I bought a Sprinter van, and then we just started going to every city around the country. But it was more so to let Devin know, because I had already traveled, and I know niggas is niggas is niggas. That don't matter where you from. You know what I'm saying? It's what type of person you are, you know? So I wanted to take him to Cincinnati, to Adrian Broner's gym, take him to Shakur's gym, take him to Devontae Davis' gym, take him to Richard Hitchenson's gym, take him to Texas down there with Jay Prince, and take him to Florida, take him everywhere just to show him and take that myth out of his head that it was tough niggas because of Philly. We was in Philadelphia as well. You know, that because you're from this place that you're more tougher than a nigga. You know what I mean? And that didn't. I just
I see what you were saying, because you was raised in Devin, Henderson, Nevada. You were trying to take away the stigma of, okay, because you're not from the street, so to speak, and the streets are supposed to be synonymous with being tough and hard. You want to say, hey, look, even though this kid came up from the street, or Adrian Broner, or Tank, you know, or whatever, I'm gonna show you that you just as good as them. You can compete with those guys. It don't mean nothing when you're inside that ring. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I didn't want nobody bluffing, because that's all a bluff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all a bluff. And you know, and thank God that he's not adopting that. You know what I'm saying? Because none of those guys, I've met all of them. Tank as well. You know what I'm saying? Tank ain't no street guy. Ain't none of them guys no street guys. Them guys are professional fighters, professional boxers that have been fighting and boxing since you was 7, 8 years old. And every one of Tank's friends that got off the gym, he got killed. They got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
None
that's
of his friends are the same friends that was in the gym that are still around, and that's what Tank said. But Tank was sharp enough to listen to somebody, and I think he listened to Coach Calvin.
Listen to Calvin.
Devin was sharp enough.
Yeah.
Dev was sharp enough to listen to me. Shakur was sharp enough to listen to Waleed.
Waleed's
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I say that those kids, those guys, should be celebrated more because they didn't follow the quote-unquote fake-ass big homie that I followed. The nigga gave me, I was 13, 14 years old, right? Nigga gave me 6 rocks of cocaine and told me to bring back $100, and they called it a 6-pack. And that meant that I had to commit
620s.
I had to sell 620 to get $20. You see what I mean? And I called myself slick. And I said, okay, well, guess what? I'm gonna take the $20 and I'm gonna stay all night on the block, and I'm gonna take the 20 and bust it down at night when the spot is closed and make 40. I thought that was the slickest shit in the world. I was stupid as a motherfucker.
Yeah, been there,
you know
done
I mean?
that. Yeah.
So, right. So now, my whole mission is that to have fathers and sons stay together on that belief and that vision that the dad has, that the kid has. Because you'll have a vision. A parent will see the vision, have the vision, right? But the kid doesn't buy into it.
Yeah.
The thing that my son did was he trusted me like I trusted him. It was a mutual trust, and that's what has to get back into the black family. You see what I'm saying? Because you have in Jewish families, you have that trust. I got a Jewish friend that tells me all the time that blacks we don't stick together at home. I say at home first.
Yeah, the nuclear family. I think the nuclear family, meaning the father and the mother, I think that's pretty much been destroyed, or doesn't exist as much, or not celebrated as much in the black community as it used to. And that's the issue I have with certain organizations when they say they are against the nuclear family. I mean, the family is the foundation to everything. So if you are against the nuclear family, then to be honest, that's a declaration of war, in my eyes.
Well, okay, well there you go, and that's why I say with Charleston White, he's what you say against the family. What you say? So what? It's a declaration of war.
It's a declaration of war.
Declaration of war.
Yeah.
Right. Because anybody that's gonna sit up and listen to that shit, I wouldn't give a fuck if the woman was red, white, or candy striped. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If she's in there cooking, cleaning, and providing a safe place where the father is out working, right, to bring in the money, and they're working in tandem as a family to raise some kids, right? Whatever color they are, brother. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, with my Jewish buddy, is he always tells me they don't need any help or encouragement from black people. We the ones that need help and need encouragement with each other. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the one way you can lose them kids is not having their back.
Yeah, man, Bill. I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing that. You know what I mean? Because I talk to a lot of teenagers myself, and bro, like I think one of the hardest things in the world is to get your child to listen, or to get your nephew or whoever to listen. You know, I was the hard-headed kid growing up, so I can relate from experience, and regretfully, but I say that to say this, what you've been able to do with Dev, what Calvin was able to do with Tank Davis is phenomenal. What I forgot Shakur Stevenson's grandfather's name. What he was able to do with Shakur, Waleed, him and his mother, and just T.O. and his dad, and stuff like that. Brian Norman and his son, Bozie Ennis and his son, Floyd Sr., along with Roger Mayweather and Jeff, what they was able to do. I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful, fam, because it's
you got cokehead Oscar, right? Who lost him and his dad didn't finish their breakfast. they weren't able to finish it. His dad started with him, but he wasn't able to finish it. So guess what? Oscar now is running around, you know what I mean, with his young wife, you know what I'm saying? They posing and he's, you know, doing a bunch of shit. But where's your kids at, Oscar?
Hey, Bill, Bill, hold on.
Shit,
I gotta
you know
ask you
what I mean?
this. I gotta ask you this since you brought up Oscar. Is there any truth to you being the president of the homeowners of neighborhood watching in your community?
The president of Neighborhood Watch.
Yeah, that's what
Man,
Oscar said. That's what Oscar said. He said you the president of the neighborhood watch.
But you know what though? Listen, Oscar held to the no. Oscar, that's the best that he can do because he's a square. If I was the president of the neighborhood watch, I'm a fucking civilian. Is your grandmama? Is his old ass grandmama or mama the president of a neighborhood watch? You know what I mean? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. You know, is that bitch part of that? You know what I mean? Down there in East LA.
Hey, why you got to call a woman a bitch, man? Why you got to call her a bitch, man?
Listen, when that old bitch call the police, if somebody coming through her back door, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Guess what? Because guess what? Listen, if I was the head of the neighborhood watch, then shit, she would be calling me, huh? Yeah.
That many people. I'm just saying, Bill. You listen. Ain't nothing wrong with it now. If you head of the neighborhood watch.
No, that's why I'm trying to. No, but listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Listen, whatever is gonna pay the bills, right? For a man to take care of his family. Fuck with these trolls and fuck what Oscar talking about. Oscar don't listen. Tell me somebody that has still has some money, right? Other than Bernard Hopkins, right?
Yeah.
That he didn't associate with. I'm talking about Canelo said that he was robbing him. He's a thief. He's mad because he's a thief.
How Canelo said Oscar was robbing him? Oscar made Canelo, man. Canelo left with a whole lot of money. Canelo wasn't broke when he left.
Listen,
what happened?
Did Oscar? Well, he left because he said he was being robbed by the man. He said he was stealing.
Oh yeah? Did he sue
out.
him? Did he sue Canelo? Did
No,
Canelo sue Oscar?
Check it out. You got to check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you got to check it out. So, but that's what I'm saying is that's the way that they think that they're going to demean a black man, right? And I'm telling them, I said, dog, I'm from the streets, nigga. You cannot, nigga. That don't mean nothing. Now, see, I would have to hang up by a square sucker if I was a square sucker. See what I'm saying? That shit don't get to me, nigga. If you listen, whatever the fuck that I'm doing is, I'm a civilian, nigga.
Man, okay. so Bill, so is that a yes or a no? Are you? Bill, again, it ain't nothing wrong with it. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Shit, I'm telling you, if I was the president.
Listen. No, I'm not. Listen.
You a civilian, Bill. You a civilian. You a civilian. You ain't no. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, fuck that. You want to watch your neighborhood?
No. What I'm saying is, listen. If that bitch want to hire me, then shit, he need to talk to me because I don't know nothing about no. I'm not no neighborhood. I'm not no neighborhood watch. They got a check. You know what I mean? Listen, I watch my house. I may as well watch the rest of the neighborhood. Shit. Guess what? Shit.
What about?
If a motherfucker, listen, that's only that rotten ass Oscar De La Hoya. He'll see somebody doing something to his neighbor's house, and that motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing. Piece of shit. You know what I mean? I thought we supposed to.
Man, y'all neighbors, man. Y'all gotta squash it, man.
No. But I'm saying is, Coach, what happened to us policing our neighborhood?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. But I'm saying is, this shit don't make sense. It's a square motherfucker trying to say something, right?
Mm.
Right? Him and the boss sitting up in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Sitting up there having freak off, thinking of this shit. You know, let's tell the people that he's head of the neighborhood watch. You stupid motherfucker! I'm from East Oakland, California, and you telling the world that me and you is living in the same neighborhood. Thank you. Guess what? And guess what? And I'm a real nigga. I'm a real nigga. And I'm a real smart nigga. You're not gonna play me or trick me out of position.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, you motherfuckers ain't gonna say nothing to Big Meat. Now, 50 Cent said that everything's everything under the book, right? And nobody gonna say that to him. Nobody ain't gonna ask him, hey, Meech, are you a snitch? Are you a snitch, Meech? No, they ain't gonna say, gonna act like they here, like Charleston White. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, man. Hey, I think a big beach. Larry Hoover, whipping work. Hallelujah. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I used to bump that song, though. Hey, shout out to the rapper. Shout out to the rapper, Rose.
No, shout out. Listen, shout out to. But what I'm saying is, what Meech said. Did you hear me say? You ain't gonna trick me off the streets. He did the 20.
Yeah. You know what?
He did the 20.
Yeah.
He did the 20, and nobody was up in there. Okay, let me go back to that about the Bahamas shit, right?
Yeah.
So then later on, I see, now I'm a father. Devin, we doing our thing. I sit down with Devin, I sit down with Lil Meech, and I sit down with T. Meech ain't even out yet. And T ain't even out yet. And I told both of them, I said, I wish things had been different for you guys, because I know your fathers really love y'all, and you know what I'm saying? Just stay out of trouble. Don't do none of that bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. And just, be what don't be like them, you know what I mean? Be better than them.
Right.
And selling a bunch of kilograms and ending up in jail, you know what I'm saying, is the worst thing that you can do in their name. You know what I'm saying? Right? I used to look after T, Lil T, Southwest T's son. You know what I'm saying? While he was gone. And it was hurtful to see, and this is square business. It was hurtful for me to see as much shit that T and Meech did for niggas, and when they were gone, none of them niggas that was left behind ever did nothing for them. You have a nigga like 50 Cent that did for Meech and never even knew T. And which that makes 50 Cent solid. But what happened to the niggas, that all the niggas, when Meech said there'll never be another crew like this, and this is all the shit, he said, what happened to the people? Why did Meech have to go to why did Meech have to go to 50? Why couldn't Meech go to niggas that wasn't locked up?
I mean that's easy. You're depending on one guy, and once that guy's gone, that's just reality of the situation. So, anyway, to make a long story short, I don't think no one. The street is nothing to glorify. I take my hat off to you and all of those fathers. Even the non-boxing dads who don't get any praise. The thing with you is you have a level of celebrity. People know who you are. Some would say, Bill. Some would say that you want to be more. You want to be more famous than your son, and you all in the videos like the Source Awards. And some would say you're doing too much. That's what some would say. Just throw my hands up on that.
And guess what? That's the haters. That's the haters. That's the niggas that ain't doing nothing. Because listen, that's niggas that ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is.
Hey, Bill, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just pulling your leg, Bill.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, but the thing about it is, the check goes to my son.
Yeah.
He writes the bill. He pays everybody. If he don't want to pay me, and he don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm gonna still go 1,000% for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this regardless. You see what I mean? Mm. But he has stood on business, and I'm standing on business.
All right, so you standing on business. You and Dev.
Yeah, huh?
You and Dev standing on business. Okay, hold on. I gotta sneak this one in, Bill. Okay. Where Devin Haney from?
He's from his mom and his daddy. Yeah. Oakland, California.
Is he repping though? Is he repping Oaktown?
No, don't do that, Dad.
Don't do that, Dad. I'm just fucking with you. Bill, I'm just fucking with you.
Let me tell you. Like the one caller said is, You done got bigger than the set. You done got bigger than the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is Floyd repping Grand Rapids?
Nah, you know what? Now that I think, well, he do let it be known he from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He tell his story all the time.
Grand Rapids.
But he repping Vegas. He repping Vegas.
He repping Vegas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't where you from, it's where you at.
But he rep. Yeah, boy, you heard me say that, didn't you? That's that one right there. That's that one right there. That's that one. That's that legendary right there. No, but Floyd is big, man. He represents more than Grand Rapids. He represents more than Las Vegas. He represents more than Oakland. You know what I mean? It's Floyd Mayweather. And you know, when you get to the point where they just call you by your first name, you call him by Floyd,
yeah.
You know damn sure who we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah, you know. So yeah, that's legendary. You know, legendary status. And when you've seen as much as I've seen, you know, of course you want, like we always see on Instagram all the time. The thing is, your father, once he passes, you'll know that he was the only man that wants you to be better than him.
Yeah.
I want Dad to be bigger and better than me.
Yeah.
I've already repped that shit. It ain't nothing. Nothing. I did it. It's nothing. There's nothing. Okay, it'll be a bunch of motherfuckers sitting up laughing. Oh, you from East Oakland? Oh, you from East? Laughing about the shit. It's nothing.
I had a guy who say he know you. He called me and he was like, he have a food truck and he wanted your phone number and yeah, man, you know, but me and Bill go back and you know when they gonna come back to the city and you know we he didn't say nothing bad about you. He was saying that Jesse knew you and he was proud of you. You know what you've been able to do and accomplish and stuff like that. I forgot the brother's name.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But when you got a 10-year-old, I got a 10-year-old, I got a 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got grandkids and stuff like that. You know, I might go back and going back. You know, I might miss a recital. I might miss a tennis tournament. I might miss. You know what I mean? Heaven forbid. You know, if I'd rather be at dinner with my daughter than going backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But one thing that I can do is I can trailblaze and give them a blueprint, and that go home and see that you got a star at home. You don't know. You got to stay down. I didn't know boxing and Devin was you know, the boxing was going to find Devin. Devin was going to find boxing.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I just was a present parent, and I was looking. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't looking to say.
Was that when Devin got in trouble in school and you picked him up and then you drove? You said you were going to spank him, but then you looked at him and you said you're going to take him to the gym. Was it at that point you decided to homeschool him?
Yeah, because of in order to get to those tournaments, right? It wasn't enough little smokers, little shows, so we had to travel. We had to travel and go to the tournaments and stuff like that, so we could develop more, right? It was only that he stopped with the homeschooling shit is when he really got good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I knew he had something special, but I didn't know that we couldn't get it all in our city. We had to travel. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, everything had came together in the sense of me running with Meats and T and all them niggas, right? Well, T in particular, that
T moved to California because T had moved to California when Meats was in Atlanta, right?
He moved to California.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Meats went to West End, and then so T was in L.A. He was out there, you know, in California. What up? But the thing that was impressive about them is they didn't bore going to no city and trusting nobody. You know, so a lot of times I think that relationships play a big part even in your parenting, right? You won't necessarily benefit by the relationships if you keep them solid, you stay cool, you keep, you stay good to people. My son was able to benefit from me knowing my way around the United States. So I was able to then go to different places and be cool. Like I could go to New York, or I could go to Cincinnati, or I can go to Texas. I can go to these different places and you know what I mean, and know my way around.
Bill, I want to ask you this. I'm glad you said that. I want to end it on this note. It's something you said earlier. I just wrote a note down. You said Big Meat said that he's not going to allow these dudes to trick him off the street. And I want to end on this. There's could be somebody who young that's listening to this podcast. They may hear this certain segment. You know, I'm gonna do like I normally do. Edit this show and re-upload. You know, the Bill Haney call and some of the other calls. But you can't let people trick you off the street, because what happens is, you know, someone can do something to you, and once you get caught up in the emotion of anger and ego, when you hear somebody say, well, look, man, I ain't finna let a nigga try me like that. I'm finna go show him what time it is. I'm gonna let him know, you know, that I ain't nothing to be fucked up with. At that moment in time, one or two things can happen. You can go out there, run down on this guy, do what you're gonna do to him, and then suffer the consequences. The consequences could be retaliation, jail, courtrooms a lot of time. Or you can think about it and say, you know what? If I do this one action out of emotion and ego, is there anything good that's going to come out of this? And once you sit down and think and reflect, then, you know, I'm going to tell you like an old head told me, I like opening my refrigerator at night. So don't let people trick you off the street, because a lot of these trolls and these chats and stuff, they'll talk shit and say A, B, C, and D, but they're trying to play you out of the pocket. I just saw a video where Tank Davis was sitting outside on his car with two of his friends, and the dude walked up to him and say, Javante Tank Davis, what's up? And Tank gave him some dap, and then he said, look, man, I know you in the boxing and stuff, and he's recording Tank. I want to fade. Can you run me a one-on-one? You got money, I got money, what's up? And then Tank looked at him, and then Tank didn't say nothing to him. But, you know, this nigga obviously trying to take on probation. So this nigga, you know, everybody know that. But so he obviously trying to, you know, whatever. These dudes that talk that tough shit, then as soon as you give them what they're looking for, they're gonna put the police on you, try to get you out. You know what I mean? To try to play you out the pocket. I know, I experienced it. So I just want to throw that out there. You know, when you say tricking you off the street, don't let nobody trick you out of your life, and don't let nobody trick you out of your freedom. Those are the two things that these suckers on the street want to do. They want to trick you out of your life to get you killed, and they want to trick you out of your freedom. If you stay away from that, you'll be fine. I'll let you wrap up.
Hey, Coach, so the people will know, you know, you ain't going to trick me out the street, and you ain't going to trick me at the strip club. I'm not a trick, and I'm not going for no tricks. Tricks is for kids, and I'm a grown man. You know what I mean? Yeah, period. I'm not doing either or. You know, I'm not bossing my money around, and I'm not getting bossed around by nobody's money. You know, don't let that go over nobody's head.
All right. Well, salute, man. Shout out to Bill Haney. Bill, I'm finna wrap up, man. I thank you for calling.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.